I've been following the case of, I've been coming across a story of this girl called NOKWE accusing BONKO KHOSA. They are both actors. Accusing BONKO KHOSA of sexual assault. And this case reminded me of the accusation that was made against Tolesmo. I think it's how many years back? 5 years ago or something, 6 years ago, where Tolesmo was accused of rape by this girl, Rato Moloi. So luckily, Tolesmo was fortunate enough to be able to afford lawyers, because he won the case in court. Hence I'm saying he was fortunate, because it's not like everybody has the money to afford lawyers. And what was that case here? NIRVANA NOKWE the BONKO KHOSA. So yesterday I was deep in thoughts. I was thinking too much yesterday about this story, man. The story was NIRVANA NOKWE is accusing BONKO KHOSA of rape. That's why I read on the case here. I told us more. So a thought came here, no. As much as Abu went to Abu, BONKO KHOSA almost thrustile during a scene, and then she felt violated, and then to a point where she opened up a case of sexual assault. I don't know whether she wanted to open a case of rape or a sexual assault, but to me it's one and the same thing. Rape and assault is one and the same thing. So of course, more YouTube, I've been coming across her clips. Also on Piano Pals, she was called to hear her side, their higher story. I was listening to all these clips and all these claims and all these voice notes, interviews, and all these things. To a point where she even says, or no, now she's done with the acting industry. She's no longer an actress. She's giving up because, I don't know, she can't expose herself anymore. She can't be that vulnerable anymore on set. Hence, maybe she's quitting the industry. She's no longer an actress, according to the way I Buangate. So, being a man and knowing how a circle of men is very, very, very small towards such cases. But there are very few in such cases as men. Not me individually, who are either rightfully accused or falsely accused. It's very, our circle is too small, man. Yeah, people who stand on our side, babanyane man, it's close to rare, close to none. So today I wanna talk like somebody who don't know. There's a fly on the wall. Let me assume or no. Claims that they are false. Let me assume or no, as much as I claim a sexual assault, because cases are investigated again. In case or no, investigation is currently running. So let me say her claims are false. Although I don't condone sexual assault. Let me be on BONKO KHOSA's side here. Let me say in BONKO KHOSA it didn't happen on set. NIRVANA NOKWE on set. Didn't happen. Let me say the thrusting was never there, or if the thrusting happened, but it is not sexual assault. Let me assume or no, that's verite clotoire. Hopefully so. Let me assume or no, the judge or the investigating officers will come across a conclusion or no, it is not sexual assault. What will happen to BONKO KHOSA's reputation? We create a longer reputation as a human being, as a father, as a husband. Because in my research, I came across or no, he's also a father, he's also a husband, he's a family man, same as me. What will happen to his reputation? Let's say he's found not guilty. Let me say he's found not guilty. What will happen to his reputation? Of course, an answer is obvious. Already as we speak, his reputation is damaged, is tarnished. And as we all know, actors, because then I'm also an actor, I belong in the performing arts space. I'm also a graduate actor. That's why I emphasize at the end of all my videos, I type in the thing or no, I'm an actor. I am an actor. Graduate from Joburg Theatre, class of 2015. So in Tokibuanga, when I am affected as an actor, because I am a qualified and graduate actor. I'm a thespian. I've done a couple of work on TV. I've done a couple of work on YouTube, on the internet, and also some drama series, you know. Some of the big names in the industry know me. Of course, I don't want to name drop because it's highly unnecessary. So, but those who know me, and I know them. Very privileged to have come across such people in my life who changed my life for the better in this acting industry fraternity. So I can't name names of those people because I don't have low self-esteem. I know who I know, and that's it. So young affected right or no, a thespian is accused of rape on set, whereas he was performing his duties playing a certain character. The character was a rapist, of course, the character was a psycho. And this happened on set. It happened on set. So if it happened on set, it means never actor. They were acting as much as she claims or no, there was a thrusting on set. You point high, but The umbrella remains here or not. They were acting. They were in an acting language performing a scene. They were performing a scene. Bonko KHOSA was playing a character. The character was a rapist, a psychopath, a scum of a man, of a man. He was playing that character on screen. I'm talking as a thespian now. I'm talking as an actor. The guy was playing a rapist. But now here's something that Bakabai got the acting industry. Of course, when you perform such a scene, your in contact with the vagina. I'm gonna be very blunt so that I can make other people understand. But I'm gonna also censor myself there and there, because this video is gonna be seen by maybe Ngositaka in future. So I have to censor myself. But that's in good Rohana. Where's Kibablela or no Baska Rohana? It doesn't make sense. Where's La Bonko KHOSA? Halako Bana I want no sexual intercourse. There was no sexual intercourse because Bakenwa is sponge. Those of actors we know who can you sponge in your private parts. Lekenwa is sponge so that my doesn't go through a woman's vagina. One understand? That is professional. Department art director. There's no way during that sex scene you can have a sexual intercourse. There's no way, unless if maybe can see a sponge. Because director that wouldn't be allowed, chief. You'll be fired in the acting industry. You'll be banned. You'll be blacklisted. You'll be blacklisted in the acting fraternity. You can't do that. The person who knows is allowed to remove that sponge is after shooting that scene. When the scene is done, when that no longer takes, that's when the director aga onsa that cushion. So how when I win, because what you perform a sex scene, what we as real as possible. You will be blacklisted in South Africa or maybe internationally. Let me speak international because nowadays respond about YouTube, respond about YouTube. No, I saw into nationally. No, I saw into. Let me speak internationally. You will be banned. So, as a father, as a man, as an actor, providing for your family by being an actor. Common sense here, how you know vividly that you cannot do such bullshit. If you're back, you don't like that, chief. You don't die. You don't like that. Which I think Bonko KHOSA, according to experience in the acting industry, if he did trust. If he did commit that sexual assault, in the acting industry, which I think is highly impossible. But if it is possible or no, and then a case of sexual assault, and then he's facing time for that. Maybe I'm not talking to a thespian. But if indeed he is a thespian, that didn't happen, chief. If he comes from theater, like some of us come from theater, because I can tell he comes from theater. I can tell he comes from theater because I do come from theater as well. Theater, chief, there's a hierarchy of respect in theater. When you call yourself a thespian, it means you acknowledge and respect yourself and respect the industry I'm very passionate because I come from theater. We were taught respect before anything else, chief. Unless if maybe lecturer guy into the pillar, chief. Maybe if I don't know. That's why I don't want to name drop. But if I can name drop the person on Twitter at I don't know, I can brag or something, because some people take offense unnecessarily. So let me not name drop, but some of you out there who know where we come from, more graduate you know, around like that, chief. Yeah, no, we don't like that, chief. We respect ourselves on set and outside of set. Yeah, we Rona, especially the seniors. Yeah, I got graduated name in 2015. We are called seniors. When we go back to the same school of acting, they call us seniors. Yeah, again, we are called seniors. So now we can sit next to the person that I don't want to name drop. We can eat from the same platter with them nowadays. We are called seniors. So I'm speaking as a senior here in the acting fraternity, in the acting industry. If Bonko KHOSA comes from where I come from, which I'm very sure he comes from where I come from, I'm not sure if he did sexual assault. I'm sure he didn't do sexual assault. If he did respect himself the way we do as thespians, as actors. So now in closing, here's a question. Let's say Bonko KHOSA is found not guilty. Let's say Bonko KHOSA is found not guilty. Enough as man. I go court when he goes to court and then he's found not guilty. If it happens by God's powers, or no, he's found not guilty, what's gonna happen to NIRVANA NOKWE? What a stupid question. This is a stupid question. Of course, I live in South Africa. Of course, I stay in South Africa. It's a stupid question. Sorry, what's up with stupid? I don't like asking people stupid questions because then I don't like to be asked stupid questions. So I'm sorry for asking you a stupid question. This is a stupid question. I'm sorry. Of course, I'm a man. I stay in South Africa. I've been in South Africa for many years. Of course, nothing will happen to this girl. As much as nothing happened to accuser Toles more of rape. Whatever, man. I just mentioned her name not so long ago. What will happen to NIRVANA NOKWE? Nothing. Nothing. Which I hope or no, I'll tell you innocent. Nothing, chief. I mean, I've seen it Toles more. I've seen it Toles more. As much as Toles more win the case, nothing was done to this girl. Lerato Moloi, yeah. Lerato Moloi. Nothing happened to the Lerato Moloi. So yesterday I was having a conversation there with him where I can't share or no, in order for no something for Mayana or accusing out here rape. The guy must open up a case, a rape or a sexual assault. Therefore, the girl will be arrested. So it makes sense or no? Machi, that's one requires this thing. You would case against Basari. Gone are the times I don't know when I don't know out. On the thing I don't know, got to get out here. Let me be a bigger man. That your reputation is ruined. But South Africa, the industry of South Africa chief is very small. Industry of South Africa is very small. We know each other in the industry. It's very small, chief. We know each other, directors, actors, crew members, catering, chief. Boom swinger, you can call them all. Boom swinger, Mutom blogger that we know each other. Script writer, director, studio director, and that we know each other in the acting industry. Actors worse, actresses worse, we know each other, chief. So industry now is too small, chief. It's very small. If here that you are gone, that you are out. So I so wish for out here it were innocent. But now something must happen to this girl if this guy is innocent. My brother told us more. My brother, build a case, man. Open up a case, my brother. Yeah, man, I'm tired of what I'm achieving. That's not like a reputation. It's all my just pana anga thata mfethu to no ba gain a reputation. Yang heta la chief. That's why I'm very blunt towards banyana baba. Gila choose a rape in Nanta growing up in my life. I'll make a video about it. Then I'm gonna choose. Gila kaza mo ploti or like. Gila kaza mo ploti or rape. 95% of my cheetah man. Emuna. Refitile for my easy lady. Personally, I know it. That there was a time when the Gila kaza mo ploti or rape. There was a time my police up Pagila Montanta, do Pagila Vanity 20. You what done? Context is yeah, but our child of cars, none of them grow up party van. If no poser until now, the child know that I was accused of rape. I'm talking to people about Tango Rastimberg, but Tango Kawan specifically so. You know, go to the Zuru. I won't teach them pinch. I got close so. You know, cotton, you know, arrest you. People, I've been a history at wrong. I've never been arrested in my life. I give we got public drinking or chara. You know, we are really selling on net for hours. Yana about several reprimand, reprimand from there onwards. I also not be a public. But now we come from an era that they know for public drinking. Never one about what's a memory Pierre most tracking on them not grave of it. But I'm angry as for public drinking. Somebody selling that they can 7 hours in Yana so in the morning that you could also say that what is it at 5 o'clock? What is it at 5 o'clock? No shopper. Shopper eyesight in that they're only grand in that. So I saw we should out here, man, even innocent, man, very totally innocent, man. Because, hey, this guy's got too much to lose. Yeah, this guy's got too much to lose. He's a father, he's an actor, he's a man, he's a provider, you know. But something must happen to this girl. If this guy is found not guilty, something must happen to this girl. So, Machita, we should build a culture, Machita, as well as Sambasadi. I'm afraid to corner the times out. No, we're not on to strong. We're not on to one second. Nice pan in that. The reputation is down the drain. It was crack span. Yeah, so actor, so tell them TV, so sharp advert. It was crack span Sylvia. The reputation is everything in the industry, chief. It was crack span Sylvia. It was crack span Sylvia. Don't laugh, and go see collab. So my brother Bonko KHOSA, which I'm not disputing claims Mr. NIRVANA. Of course, it's still under investigation this thing. But of course, I'm speaking as a man, man. You know, I'm speaking as a man because you can't blame me, man. Hey, man. This is very common in South Africa, man, where women banally this thing out claim rape besides a so I start saying that they are start saying manure, they are start saying. Nowadays, if you over single, you wanna go is the best option for machita. Machita, my male man. Over single, we get them coat, we get them yoga, out tiaka, or shavan life out tiaka, on a nosi, or shavan nusia out tiaka, ujime. We are the audition in the toilet yoga, toilet party, out tiaka, over aligned spirituality, I'm told I'm fit. I think it's the best option, chief. From me personally, in that, especially if you are a public figure. If you are a public figure, I think being single is the best option, chief. Especially in South Africa, chief. Spanish this car, Spanish nyane. Reputation is everything, Chief Iso, Anton. So I would suggest to Machita, man, or Eba to Basing, man, hey. I want Chief. I want to because of total to falsely accused of rape, falsely accused of sexual assault, you are going to get a tronco I buffet. I me as a hot man, Manora, I buffet. I know you won't listen to me. I know you won't take this advice because you can't say about Farabaga. In a little form way buyer, man. Hey, in a little form way buyer. But to those who listen, Manora, being singing Bafana, is the best option, Bafana.